Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Rebecca. I'm coming to you today from the most beautiful mountains in Colorado, but I can tell you it's a little overcast and I'm really ready for spring. It has been kind of a long winter and it's time to have that really beautiful Colorado summer. Today I'm going to have a little taste of that summer by making a wonderful appetizer with our Philadelphia brand cream cheese. We're going to be making a delicious Jamaican jerk patty melt slider. Now these sliders are a little different, of course, because we're going to be making them into patty melts. We're going to put them on the grill. We're going to put on that wonderful big old smash of Philadelphia brand cream cheese, and that's going to go so well with our Jamaican jerk flavors. You guys are going to love these. Now today, what you're going to need for your recipe is 1 package of the cocktail rye bread. The rye adds so much great flavor to these sliders. You're also going to need your Jamaican jerk flavoring. You can buy this at the store, you can get the powder, you can buy the paste. I make mine at home. It's entirely up to you. We're going to be using a teaspoon in our hamburger mix, and then we're going to be putting some on our burgers when we get ready to cook them. We're going to be also using 1 package of the Philadelphia brand cream cheese. This is what augments our wonderful flavor and really balances out that spice that comes from our Jamaican jerk. We're also going to be needing a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of seasoned salt, and a teaspoon of black pepper. So what we're going to do, guys, now is we're going to go ahead and mix all this together and get started making our patties for our patty melt. I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle in our seasoning. And I'm going to take my handy dandy spoon here and we're going to mix this up. We're also going to be putting in about 1.5 teaspoons of our Jamaican jerk seasoning. Like our patty melt slider patties, our beef patties here, I'm just rolling this into a ball, our mixture of beef, and I'm using just a little dish from my house to flatten these out and get a uniform shape for my burger. And actually it makes it nice because they're about the same thickness as well, so they're going to cook much more evenly in the oven. And it's nice to kind of use what you have around the house instead of having to go out and buy, a special slider maker. This is just fine, guys. You can use whatever you like. So I'm almost done making my patties here. And I'm going to get this last 2 on. This one's a little small, but I'm going to go ahead and put him on there anyway. And maybe we'll have him as a little taster. There we go. Okay, so we've got them on here. They're about 1.5 inches apart on our tray. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of our Jamaican jerk spice and I'm just going to put that over the top of our burgers. Just enough to get that little zip or zing in there. This again has habanero peppers in it, or you can use Scotch bonnets, whatever you can find in your area. It also has thyme, onion, garlic, cinnamon, nutmeg. Oh my gosh, it is so delicious. It is just packed with tons and tons of flavor. Alright, we've got these almost done. We're going to pop them in our oven here and we're going to let them cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. I still want them to be just a tiny bit medium done on the inside so that we don't overcook them when we put them in our pan when we get ready to make them into our patty melt. So let's get these into the oven. So what I'm going to do now is add some wonderful onion strings to our recipe. These can go as a side or they can actually go on the sliders to give just an extra depth of flavor. So what I have is just my mandolin. I've cleaned my onion and I've taken the skin off, and now I'm just doing a really fine thin slice on here. And I always get a little worried about my fingers at the end, so we'll just get rid of that last piece. And you can see I have this wonderful thin stringy onion here. And in my bowl I have 1 cup of flour and 1.5 teaspoons of seasoning salt. And that's all it takes. It's just really simple. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and I'm going to sprinkle it over my onions. And just give them a really good toss in this. Make sure they're all coated really well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do these really quick in a deep fryer or on the stove in a saute pan in just a little bit of oil. You don't need much. And just give them nice and crispy. And they're going to be so good on our sliders. And whoo, they're making my eyes water. Alright, so we're going to set those aside. And I'm going to try not to cry. So now what I'm doing is preparing our cream cheese. I take it right out of the refrigerator. I like it to be really cold so I can slice it really good. Each patty melt is going to get a really nice slice of Philadelphia brand cream cheese. Now, I love Philadelphia brand cream cheese. It adds so much richness and flavor, and to this recipe it just makes it pop. It has the most wonderful flavor from the Jamaican jerk spice that is really spicy, and the Philadelphia brand cream cheese just cools it off so nicely. It's such a great combination of flavors. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting it into these little squares, and these squares are going to go right on my patty melt, and when we put them on the griddle, they are going to melt and blend in so beautifully with our Jamaican jerk and our burger. So we're going to do that. I'm going to check on my burgers, I'm going to get my bread ready, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so we're ready to get started on our sliders. I have about a tablespoon or a half a teaspoon of olive oil, and now I'm just putting on about a teaspoon of butter. And I'm going to lay my rye toasts here on the griddle. There we go. And I'm going to get our prepared burger. We're going to set that right on there. And they look just perfect. They're the perfect thickness, and they're done just right. So there we go. Oh, I'm burning my onion strings. Oh, they're not so bad. We're good. So here I've also got these onion strings going. I'm going to go ahead and take these out. And you don't need to season these at all because they already have the seasoned salt in them. And they're so easy to make. Really, it only just takes a little bit of time, and they add so much flavor to your recipe. So all you do, again, is just pop those in your hot oil. And they smell so delicious. And we have our burger all here. I'm going to put a nice cut of Philadelphia brand cream cheese on top of each one. And I'm going to add a little bit more of our Jamaican jerk spice. Just a little dollop on the top. There we go. And then, to just kick it up a notch here, I'm going to lay this on the top. And those little strings are just going to bring so much crisp flavor to these sliders. We're going to actually flip over our piece of bread here now. And I'm going to just press down. We're going to do that with each one. Press down. And then what I'm going to do after I get them pressed down on this side, what I want to do is flip it so that our cheese melts up really good. And that keeps our other side, of course, from getting too browned. I have my griddle on, I had it on high to start to heat it up really nice. And then I turned it down now to about a medium heat so that those don't overcook. Doesn't take long at all. All that did was just get it nice and crisp and really melted in the cheese, and we are ready to go. And look at them. Aren't they just gorgeous? I mean, that looks like a tasty bite to me. Our Jamaican jerk sliders are done, and they are delicious. I've already had a bite, and they're perfect. The meat is juicy and just perfectly done. The creaminess of the Philadelphia brand cream cheese mixes so well with the Jamaican jerk spice. The Jamaican jerk spice isn't overwhelming. It's just the perfect bite in your mouth. And with the addition of the shoestring onion rings, the sweetness of these little guys mixed in with this flavor is so terrific. I also made just a little bit of mayonnaise to go on the side. I used a half a cup of mayo, 2 teaspoons of our Jamaican jerk spice. It makes a great dip for our shoestring onion rings, and it's wonderful with our patty melt sliders. I'm so glad y'all joined me today in my kitchen, and I can't wait to cook with Philadelphia brand cream cheese and you again. So have a great day, and I'll see you the next time.